Hey, it's Bear with Portakeeper. I have the 3 Turin grinders lined up, as well as my Mahlkonig K30. Now, I've seen a couple of you guys say in the comments that the new DF64E sounds a little bit louder. You guys said that about the Turin SD40 as well. The Turin SD40, its motor is quite a bit different than the traditional DF64. And when we got the DF64E, there are a few subtle changes. I mean, the grinder, it's got quite a few changes to it. I mean, it's just as simple as that. You can check out my other videos where I compared the two, but I wanted to do a quick comparison and just grinding all of them. So what we're going to do is we're going to load up each of these grinders, and I've just put some beans in the dose cups, and we are going to compare how loud they are. And then my Mahlkonig, I actually have some beans in here that I just put in, and we're going to use this decibel meter to measure the noise at about 20 inches. So most of us, we're going to be standing about 20 inches away. If you have like a family member upstairs that's in bed, they're obviously going to be like a lot further away than 20 inches. So I'm doing it as pretty much you're standing in front of the machine. So all 3 of these have stock burrs. The green DF64 I put stock burrs in. This I've not changed yet. I'm planning to change it, so I'm trying to get a couple videos done. And then obviously these are conical burrs, and I don't even think they make aftermarket burrs for those. So all of them have stock burrs. The Mahlkonig, I mean, it's fairly customized, but I don't have the stock burrs for it anymore. So it's just kind of as a commercial grinder comparison. So let's start out with the DF64E. I'm going to put it, I'm going to try to see. There's about 20 inches. I want to make sure you guys can see it. So I saw it peak at about 78 decibels, and you can see as I talk right now, let's try to get it to do, I can have it do a max as well, but sometimes it's a little bit finicky when you do the max. So at just normal talking, it's 65 to 70 decibels, and actually I don't think I did it as max. There's the fast. So any which way, it's about 78 decibels. So let's do the DF64, and I want to make sure you guys can see it. Let's turn it on. I'd say it peaked at about 77 decibels. So really only 1 decibel off. They are, I mean, a decibel is on the logarithmic scale, so it is substantially louder. I think it's more of a tone thing than an actual loudness thing. And then the last one is the SD40 from Turin. I'd say a solid 78, 79 decibels. So I would say all 3 of these are very comparable to each other, yet all 3 of them sound very different from each other. I would say just in terms of like most pleasant to least pleasant in terms of the way they sound when they grind, it'd be the DF64 traditional. The DF64E, it sounds just a little bit different, but it still sounds nice. And then the Turin SD40. The reason it sounds different is it is actually I think it's a planetary gear drive, so that's how they get a lot of torque out of the motor. It's a smaller motor. You have conical gears. It's putting a lot of effort into this. So last but not least, just to kind of compare to what a commercial grinder can do, I'm going to use a portafilter this time, and we're going to do about 20 inches. and I'd say that we peaked at about 72 decibels, so that is substantially quieter. And I don't even really consider this the quietest grinder. I'd say that the Atom 75 I have upstairs is even quieter than that by a couple of decibels, but yet that is still a very quiet grinder. There's a lot of metal, a lot of body just to hold the thing and prevent it from vibrating. Now, that said, these grinders are very heavy, so they're not really vibrating, but I guess if you compared it to, like, I've used the Baratza as a comparison in the past, the Baratza is very loud. I think a lot of people think the Niche Zero is very quiet. I'd say it's just a different tone. Like, all three of these are very much the same loudness in terms of decibels, but the sound itself is quite different between them. So I've had the Niche Zero. I wish I had it to compare right now. I don't. It's probably pretty comparable to the DF64, potentially a little bit quieter, but I would say more like a crunching, grinding than a nice smooth sound. That's what you're going to get out of a slower grinder. It's going to be a little bit more crunchy sounding. It's hard to explain. You just kind of have to know in person what they sound like. But yeah, I don't really think it's that much louder than the other two. At first I thought it was a little bit louder. I got out my decibel meter and they were pretty much spot on the same. So it's just the tone for the most part. So let me know what you think. Please subscribe. I got a couple more videos that I want to do on the DF64E. I'm hoping that some other grinders are going to be coming soon and some other equipment. Make sure to check out my website, www.portakeeper.com. And also, if you're interested in this DF64E, check out espressooutlet.net. Joe Klobb, he's running sales all the time on these. He spends a lot of time bringing these into the US for an affordable price. So make sure to check out Espresso Outlet. Thanks for watching.